Yo, welcome. What's up, guys? Tuesday night, MLB. Always a big slate on Tuesday night. Welcome. Yourphillieschoice.com, YFC. Anybody new that's watching? We have so much shit going on, so much stuff going on right now that it's August. Best part of the DFS year by far. Yourphillieschoice.com. We have a special going on right now. $25 a month. The first 2 months we cover every single sport, no matter what it is. We take pride, our specialty is small niche sports, but of course, we do the big sports like MLB and NFL. We've been doing this stuff for years. We got a really experienced staff. So welcome. But tonight's MLB. What else we got going on tonight? We got WNBA tonight, 4-game slate starting at 7 p.m. Our premium members will see Walter Waddell, our small sports expert, has believe content out. Yeah, he's got content out tonight for the 4-gamer. He's a savant for his WNBA, a lot of small stuff. Also, college football this week. Me and Walter work together on that. Walter's the main guy, does the main slate. But we'll have a show tomorrow night is Wednesday. We'll have a show because there's a Thursday slate, a big slate Thursday for college football. There's a slate on Friday. We also have a slate Saturday, of course, the big Saturday slate. So we'll have a show tomorrow. Also, at the beginning of the CFB show tomorrow, we're going to have a CFL show for Canadian football. That slate is for Friday night. Walter's going to be handling that. Then I'll come on with him after that to do college football for Thursday. What else we got? We got golf coming up, the Tour Championship on Thursday. And of course, you have MLB every day. So there's a lot going on. So mainly it's football season. NFL starting pretty soon. We'll have some shows coming up on that. So stay tuned. Look at the schedule for that. This is all free on YouTube. If you're a sports person, like to play at DraftKings, FanDuel, check us out because I don't think there's a site around that does as good as a job for small sports than we do. Of course, tennis. We have the tennis cheat sheet out every day. That's been crushing. Esports also. And soccer. I think soccer starts like 2 weeks back with the EPL. But I think we're going to have a soccer show actually on Friday night for the weekend. So just stay tuned for YouTube. Subscribe to us, please. Give us some thumbs up. So if you subscribe, you'll get updates or when the shows are happening next, like we have a show right now. So I guess that's it. Let's get to MLB. Big slate tonight. Of course, it's Tuesday. Let's look at weather really quick. I just tried to update Kevin Roth, the Roller Grounders DFS weather guy. So it looks like the only issue we're having right now, we all know that the early game, the Reds game, which is not part of the main slate, was canceled, is the Philadelphia-Washington game. I kind of like that game. So I think it's going to play. There may be some delays. The latest was 30 minutes ago. He says, I feel strongly that they're just going to play through some occasional drizzle in Washington. The problem is anybody that plays DFS, MLB knows for the Nationals, they will cancel a game even if there's no rain. So the main thing with this is before the first pitch, it's up to the home team. They can decide whether to call the game or not. After first pitch, MLB decides. Washington has a reputation that they'll call games. Either there's not a drip or rain in the weather. So just pay attention to that. We do like that game tonight, especially for hitters. It's Corbin versus Matt Moore, 2 gas cans. So we like the bats there. So pay attention to that. But I think they're going to play. Anything else? The Pittsburgh White Sox games, few showers, it should be good. And Cleveland Royals, same thing, maybe some stray showers, but we should be good there. So weather, the only one we want to pay attention to is Philadelphia, Washington, but it is kind of important as we like the bats in that game. All right, that's weather. What we got for Vegas? Let me update Vegas. So the highest implied tonight, we have 2 teams over 6 runs. We open up with only 1 team, which was the Blue Jays. They open up at 6-3. They're still now they're 6-2 implied total runs. The White Sox open up at 5-3. They have now jumped to 6. That's a pretty big jump actually during the day. So they've jumped actually 0.7 of a point. So they're also over 6 runs implied. We do like the White Sox tonight against Pittsburgh. White Sox have actually been hitting it well. I actually hit them on Sunday. We called the White Sox stack as one of our top stacks. I came in second at $12 GPP running the White Sox. So it might be a good night to go right back to them, especially the way their Vegas has jumped them. Bryce Wilson, a right-hander, is going for Pittsburgh. He's been pitching bad. He cannot pitch to lefties. or righties. So White Sox will actually be one of your favorite stacks tonight. And it shows that because Vegas obviously sees it also. They've jumped up. Anybody else? We want to pay attention to the Yankees at 5-7. They've actually jumped. Wow. They opened up at 4-4 against the Angels. Now they're 5-7. So this Beret is going, the righty is going for the Angels. The lineup's not out yet, I don't think, for the Angels. But they've jumped a big amount. Yankees are one of the top stacks. The Twins, who I like tonight, are at 5-2. Nationals at 5.1 implied runs, and the only other team above 5 is the Rays against the Red Sox at 5 implied runs. I actually like the Red Sox on that end against Yarbrough. If you look at some BVPs tonight, Yarbrough is really gets hit a lot by the Red Sox. Check him out with some good BVPs tonight for Red Sox. On the money line, the biggest favorite by far is Giolito and the White Sox minus 339. He opened up at 250. It's a huge jump. Giolito is one of our top cash pitchers. Big favorite tonight. For Toronto, they're minus 292. The only team over 200. They actually opened up at 318, so they actually dropped a little bit. I just saw a note. I think the roof is open in Rogers Center in Toronto. Unless I misunderstood that. Hold on. Where did I see that? I believe the roof is open in Rogers Center. So good hitting environment tonight. Ryu is going for Toronto. Not a bad GPP play. Lefty going up against Keegan Aiken, another lefty who's a gas can for the Orioles. So we do like Toronto as a stack. They're probably getting popular though. They're starting to hit again. They never hit for me when I play them, but the Jays will be popular. So Ryu is now a 292 favorite. He will open up at 318. They're the only teams above 200. Toronto 292 and the White Sox minus 339. Anybody even closest to the Talon, the Jameson Talon game for the Yankees against the Angels minus 190, the Mets minus 185, 7-inning game, and then the Bueller game against Atlanta. Bueller is a favorite minus 183. All right, so once again, just to kind of wrap that up, our top implies are Toronto and the White Sox. Our big favorites tonight are White Sox and Toronto. Boom. All right, and you guys watching, throw any questions into the chat, the YouTube chat. I'll try to answer them as we're going along. Either that or admin will try to answer them. If you are a premium member for your Fearless Choice, grab the cheat sheet. We're gonna kind of refer to that as we're going along. Best cheat sheet in history by far. I'm not just saying that because I work here, but it is. I've been using it for years. So everything you want on one page. So let's get it pitching. It's pretty cut and dry slate for cash tonight. If you're a cash player, I got to call it up actually. Two pitchers are kind of running away with it. First of all is Lucas Giolito at 35. We're looking at over 35% ownership. I agree with it. Giolito is a huge favorite tonight. Let me call his numbers up. He's going to be the highest. He's going to be chalk. He's going to be the highest one by far. But you got to like it. Now, in his last 4 starts, he's faced Minnesota, who's hot, Yankees at home, Tampa in Tampa, Toronto at Rogers Center. And he's only given up in those 4 games 6 runs, 2.16 ERA, 25 innings pitched, 278 xFIP, awesome, 0.80 WHIP, awesome, 180 opponent batting average, 243 opponent WOBA, 32% strikeout. So we all know Giolito's got the stuff. We've been waiting for it. You know, he's just one. He's erratic, but I think he's finally putting it all together here. Hopefully, going up against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh right now so is really struggling against right-handed pitching. 57 WRC plus for Rays over the last 2 weeks. Dead last in Major League Baseball. 104 ISO in that same span. So great spot for Giolito. And yeah, I thought I saw wind blowing out in that game. I don't think I should even bring it up. It's not that big of a problem. But they're playing in guaranteed field. So No, never mind. Wins going in. So, all right, Giolito's your top play. If you're running cash, you run Giolito in DraftKings, and I would say you run Giolito in FanDuel at 10-2. Your main pitcher of FanDuel is just P1 at DK. So where do we go for SP2? The popular play is going to be Blake Snell at 7-7. I've been a huge Blake Snell fan for years, watching him down here in Tampa for a long time. I always thought he was a stud. He's definitely struggled though with his control. He doesn't last too long, especially when he's in Tampa, but he is definitely underpriced at 7-7. He's been really good lately. You see, over his last 5 starts, he's got 2.12 ERA, 9.98 WHIP, which is really good, and he's got 38% K rate over his last 5 starts. This is the Snell we knew from Tampa. So, 2 of those starts came against Arizona. So the problem is though, he's got awful road splits. That's been one of his main problems this year. But he's facing Arizona again, who he's pretty much dominated. And his other problem, he doesn't pitch past the 5th inning. But I think we're good tonight. I think with the way he's been pitching lately, I don't think we worry about that. I think you probably have to roll Snell at 7-7. I got beat, I don't know, it was a month or 2 ago when Snell was chalk, when Snell was going through one of his bad stretches. And I didn't play him when he was chalk, and he actually had a huge game. And I'm probably not going to let that happen again. But if you look at stats, you'll get numbers. He's the way to go. I said, over his last 4 games, he's thrown at least 5 innings in each of those games now, and 2 of them he's gone 7 innings. So he's actually a different pitcher than he was most of the year. He's actually struck out 9 or more in 3 of those 4 starts. So if you're playing cash, Snell's the play at 7-7. The thing is, who else we have on our cheat sheet when we're looking at ownership? Only other guy over 20% is Brandon Woodruff at 28%. We've been calling Woodruff a top SP all year. Woodruff is 9.4. He is like $700 more than Snell. That's probably what's making Snell the popular pitcher. Now, I like Woodruff a lot. I still think you probably have to run Snell in cash and then roll with Woodruff as like a definite pivot, because I wouldn't be getting into pitching too much Snell in GVPs. So I think Woodruff actually is an awesome play for GVPs tonight as a pivot. So roll him out for GVPs. Let's see, Woodruff, the last game wasn't great. It wasn't his last game, but going against San Francisco, they don't strike out much as righties, but also they don't make a lot of contact either. So 260 team WOBA, 63 WRC plus the last couple of weeks. But remember, this is like big game tonight, playoff atmosphere. I really think Woodruff's going to rise to the occasion tonight. I think Woodruff's still a great play for mainly your main GPP. I would use Woodruff as your pivot off of probably Giolito. And then it brings us to other GVP plays that are still in great spots. Walker Bueller. Walker Bueller has been a stud all year. He's probably in the running for the top for Cy Young right now. He's made 26 starts, 6 or more innings in all of them, but 1. Great for DFS. We see he's only allowed 3 earned runs or less in all of them, but 2. At 2.02 ERA, 3.49 xFIP, 20.7K to walk rate in August. He's on top of his game right now. So probably you just want to check raw talent. He's probably the best pitcher on the slate is Bueller. But he's probably still your top GPP play. I'm still going to run Giolito in cash with Snell. And maybe if you can afford it, run a Bueller, Woodruff, GPP run. You got a hell of a 2 pitchers there. Any other guys you got McCullers. He's actually looked good in maybe 2 of his last 3 starts, going over 5 innings each. Seattle striking out a lot now. Last couple weeks, they're striking out 28% against righties. They're not hitting at all. So McCullers GVP play. And then we got Ryu for Toronto. Ryu's kind of a wild card here. Going against Orioles, struggling against lefties, especially in the second half. They're just hitting 224, 283 WOBA with 79 WRC plus, striking out 27%. I think, and he's also pitched well against Baltimore this year. So Ryu is kind of a wild card for GBPs. It's some good pitching actually tonight. Really good pitching. So Don Day's actions for GBP. So Giolito GBP. If I'm gonna run a GBP lineup, I'm probably gonna run like I probably keep Snell and Giolito for GBP for cash. I would run like McCullers, Bueller, even Zach Gallen for GBP. Who else did I miss? And then Woodruff. And one other name I haven't brought up actually, who is still I think a great play is Charlie Morton. We've been rolling with Charlie Morton all year. We're going against the Dodgers though, but Morton's been great. The Dodgers have a great lineup, but if you look at the last 2 weeks, Dodgers are only batting 208 with 81 WRC plus, striking out 26% of the time. So Morton is still a great GBP play. So Morton's a GBP play here. Woodruff, Bueller, Ryu, and McCullers. And then you're on Giolito and Snell and cash. I mean, I'm not saying don't run Woodruff and cash. But I think I would feel safer with Woodruff or Bueller over Snell, but Snell is almost $3,000 cheaper than Bueller and almost $2,000 cheaper than Woodruff. So I think cash you run Snell is gonna be popular too. You run with a chalk with Snell and Giolito. And yes, Morton's a great GP play because it said Dodgers are not hitting at all. They've actually struck out 25.4% in the last 2 weeks, which is the highest mark in baseball, the Dodgers. So Morton's definitely in play. Anybody else? I mean, for GPs, of course, some of the other guys, maybe like an Austin Jomber for Colorado. I wouldn't get too crazy. Pretty much like to play Jomber in Coors because he's actually pitching better in Coors, but they're playing Texas tonight. So he did pitch well against Texas last time he faced them. And then value is a kid from Miami, Cabrera, but 7-inning game. So yeah, he pitched good against Nats last time, 6 innings, and now gets probably a worse offense than the Nats and the Mets. So Cabrera is kind of a wild card here. Cabrera. That's all I have pretty much for pitching that I would use. Make sure I'm not missing anybody. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Any other questions on pitching? No? All right, let's take our cheat sheet. Let's roll around the bases. So we're pretty much rolling with a Giolito, Snell for cash. Let's see what else we have for cash gains. I'm pretty much going to be talking cash gains. I'm going to throw some GBP as we go along. Starting with catcher. Nobody is running away with it. We have Yan Gomez at 13%. Gary Sanchez, 12% ownership on our projections. So who are we going to run for our cash game catcher? I like Grandal for the White Sox. Now the White Sox lineup out. Yeah, he's batting 5th against Bryce Wilson. Grandal's a switch hitter. So if you have the money, I think Grandal's in a great spot. He's got 3 home runs, 10 RBIs in the 3 games he's come up the IL. He's freaking rolling. Plus matchup. It's Wilson who's been getting smoked by right-handed and left-handed hitters. But you also need 5-3. So if you don't want to go that high, Alejandro Kirk for Toronto. He's at 3.9, I believe. He's batting. Never mind, he's not even playing. I thought I saw a lineup of him earlier. So Danny Jansen's catch tonight. So Danny Jansen, I guess, is a punt. So Gomez is probably your top value, like the cheat sheet says. Batting cleanup against Tarek Skubal. Skubal scares me. Skubal's been pitching really well. But he's a lefty. Gomez has been crushing lefties though since he's been back. 23 ISO, 326 average against lefties. So I don't mind Gomez at 3.9. And another play I like, and let me make sure you're starting right over my big mouth, is the kid for the Indians, Austin Hedges, batting 8th against Junis for Kansas City. Hedges is only 2.3. With Ramos on the out for the year, He blew his ACL, I think it was. He's got 6 hits his last 9 games. So I don't mind Hedges at 2-3 against Junis. He's probably my top punt. You get the kid for Philadelphia, Rafael Marchand at 2-3, like really cheap. He's batting 8th against Corbin. So I guess he's gonna play at 2-3. And that's probably it. So I would punt Hedges or Marchand. I mean, if you have a little bit of money, go with Gomez. If you have a lot of money, go to Grandal. Grandal's a play, but I just don't know if you have the money to go to Grandal. 5-3. Maybe if you're going to pitch Snell, but you probably want to go other positions you want to probably go up for. All right, first base tonight. First base is not. I mean, I don't love it, but my top play, I think the top cash play is going to be Anthony Rizzo. He's only 3.8. Rizzo has got to go up in price a little bit. He's probably going to be chalky every night, and I would consider him a core tonight at 3.8. You got to play Anthony Rizzo at that price. So he's going up against the kid in Los Angeles for the Angels. He's now got double-digit fantasy points last night, plus matchup against Bueller, who's allowing a 357 WOBA to left-handed bat. So Rizzo is your top play there as a cheapie. Vlad starting head again, had the 2 bombs last night. If you have 6-1, you can go to Vlad. Jose Abreu's in play at 5-0. Miggy Cabrera's in play. I don't mind Josh Bell tonight. I don't play Bell much, but Bell's batting clean up against Matt Moore. He's got that. Bell's a switch hitter, so 250 ISO against lefties. Zimmerman's in the lineup. Now, I think Zimmerman's got a BBP. I wouldn't mind. You can probably play Zimmerman at minimum price, and he's 4 for 9 lifetime against Matt Moore. Matt Moore's a gas can. There's a couple of value plays here I don't mind. I don't mind Bobby Dalbec for the Red Sox. I'm assuming the Red Sox is out. I don't see them out yet. I'm assuming Bobby Dalbec's playing. Dalbec's been crushing the ball lately. He's pretty much coming close, almost close up to a cash play at this price. The Red Sox don't put him up in the order, but it's probably actually has benefited him. So you can play Dalbec. He's got 4 home runs in the last week. He's hit 500 the last week, 340 of the last month. So Dalbec's probably just, to me, if you just want to go by not worry about ownership and all that, Bobby Dalbec is probably a top play over Rizzo, the way he's hitting. And then you got Ryan Mountcastle for the Orioles. That second tonight against Ryu. I mean, I don't like to pick on Ryu, but Mountcastle is now hitting 367 with 9 home runs over the last month. He got home runs in back-to-back games. And he's hitting 292 against lefties, which is Ryu's a lefty. So I don't think you got to pay up for Vlad tonight or even Josh Bell. I think I would go down with the value with either Dalbec, Rizzo, or Ryan Mountcastle, or even Miggy, I guess. But Dalbec, you can't. As long as he makes the lineup tonight, Dalbec's crushing right now. He's totally crushing. I said 4 home runs in the last week and 500 batting average last week, hit 340 the last month. All right, that's first base. The cash play, the pop is going to be Rizzo. If you want to zig with everybody zagging, I would say Dalbec. Second base. I'm looking at our cheat sheet. We're looking at 3 guys in DK, all about the same ownership. Marcus Semien for Toronto, Jorge Polanco, we've been playing the shit out of, and Josh Harrison was leading off for Oakland. On FanDuel, it's all about Semien or Brandon Lau. So Lau's not catching a lot of ownership on DK. Going against Brad Peacock now is now starting actually for Boston. So Semien's expensive. But he's been hitting rays on a reverse split pretty much all year. 241 ISO. Polanco is now over 4K finally. Still not too expensive where you don't play him. He's hitting 280 over the last 30 days, 8 home runs. My sneaky play here I like a lot is Gene Segura batting second against Corbin. FanDuel, I think you play Segura. DK, he's 4.9. He's kind of up there. I still may end up playing Segura. He's got a 10 for 35 BBP against Corbin. It's more of a gut feeling, but he can smash Corbin. Some punts. Nicky Solak for Texas. I've been playing Solak all week. And he's hit another home run last night. He's minimum price. And also Texas's leadoff hitter is very minimum price. Yanni Hernandez at 2.7 against Austin Johnbers. You can play Hernandez or Solak, both of them pretty much in good spots. I would probably lean Solak, just the way he's hitting lately. But Hernandez gets on, he may steal a base for you, but I like Solak. They'll Solak play at 2.4. Anybody I'm missing? No, I mean, I think when it comes down, I'd probably Brandon Louse will be a top play if you had the money. I like Polanco, though. Send me a time over GBP play. I like Lauer Polanco, unless you want to drop all the way down to like a Nicky Solak. Solak just came back. When he came back from the minors, he's been crushing since he came back. Third base. Our cheat sheet is telling us to go with 3 players. Everybody's bunched together on third base. Josh Donaldson, probably my favorite play. Moncada, Arias from Minnesota, J. Ram, Machado, they're all bunched together. Now in FanDuel, it's all about Arias. We're looking at Arias like 22% owned on FanDuel for Minnesota. DK, you can pretty much go with who you want. Probably Donaldson because of the price. He's probably the top play. He's still under 4K. He hits in 6 of his last 7 games, multiple hits in 5 of them, and 4 home runs. Moncada is low 4s though, hitting 303 over his last 20 games. Rogodor, I don't mind actually for the Yankees. I kind of like Odor tonight actually. As long as is the Yankees lineup out yet? As long as he makes the lineup for the Yankees, I like Odor. I don't see that yet though. So Donaldson's probably the top play. J Ram is, if you had the money, of course, the play. He's at 359, 1.277 OPS in 5 home runs, 11 RBIs, 5 steals over the last 10 games. That's crushing. And he actually gets elite matchup against Mike Minor, or gives up home runs because of fly balls. If you had the money for J Ram, you play J Ram at 6.2 though. So the last 10 games, 359 average, 1.277 OPS, 5 home runs, 11 ribbies, 5 steals. That's DFS goodness, J Ram. So maybe if you can find a value other else, maybe J Ram does not play tonight. If not, I'm probably gonna go down to Josh Donaldson or a guy like a Rogodor or something like that. Shortstop, I mean, it looks like Josh Harrison is very popular tonight. He's gonna be very chalky. So maybe you run Josh Harrison at short. I like Harrison. He's a veteran hitter. He can hit Scooble. He's got the platoon advantage. If you don't want to run Harrison, if you don't believe in that, bunch of guys. Nicky Lopez for the Royals is still freaking crushing. That second. There's a kid that was a number 9 hitter. He's now got 3 straight 3-hit games. Batting .418 over the last 2 weeks. And he's getting Zach Plesac, who is really struggling on the road. So Nicky Lopez at 3-1. You got Jose Iglesias for the Angels. If he makes the lineup tonight, he is 6 for 8 off a talent. 6 for 8. That's a crazy BVP. So if Iglesias is in a lineup and you want to punt, you can do a lot worse from a guy at 6 for 8 batting .750 with a home run off of Jameson Talon. And then you got Freddie Galvis leading off tonight with 5 for 16 BVP on Corbin. So honestly, I don't think you pay up tonight. I don't think you pay up for the Bichettes. Is the Astros lineup out? Because Correa's got a BVP also. A lot of BVPs tonight. Correa's 7 for 15 against Kikuchi. I think it dropped down to guys like Lopez, Iglesias, Galvis, or Harrison. I know Harrison's popular, but what's Harrison's price? Harrison is 3.6. If you think about it, he's 3.6. And then you got a guy like Iglesias, who is 3.1 with that 6 for 8 BVP. Nicky Lopez at 3.1 was crushing the ball. And free Freddie Galvis tonight leading off against the gas can Corbin, lefty at 3.3. So I don't see where Josh Harrison should be as high owned as everybody's playing him, but I don't know. He's going to be 13%. Maybe I'm missing something there. But Terry Skubal is also the type of guy that can totally shut down Oakland tonight. Skubal's a pitcher good. All right, we just the outfield. Outfield, we have so many players we can play. I think it's our Byron Buxton. We play him every night. Our cheat sheet is saying to play him at 26% ownership. Buxton's a 6K player. He's got power. He's got speed. He finally had a double yesterday. He's batting second tonight at 3. His price has gone up a little bit. He's no longer a punt. He's 3-2. But against Zach Davies, you still play Byron Buxton at 3-2, probably in cash. Springer is probably a cash play at 4-8. He's still under 5K. Leading off for Toronto against Keegan Aiken, ready for lefty. Yep. Who else we got? Luis Robert, who's still under 5K. Eloy is still under 5K. These White Sox guys. Ian Happ is hitting the ball. I know I bring up Giancarlo Stanton every night, but hey, he had another home run last night. So to me, Stanton is a cash play every single night now for the rest of the season, as long as he keeps hitting like this. So you betting cleanup today, still under 5K. The kid for Philadelphia, Matt Burling, is minimum price 2-0. Bet 7th tonight against Corbin. You can definitely run that if you want to punt, as long as the game goes off. There's little rain issues there. Top plays is JD Martinez. Yeah, one thing I noticed is you want a sneaky stack as the Red Sox. Looking at the Red Sox against Ryan Yarbrough for Tampa, but their starters are hitting 417 off Yarbrough. Here's a sneaky stack for you guys. JD Martinez, 12 for 21, 571 batting average. Vertigo. It's lefty, 3 for 7. Bogarts, 11 for 27, 407 batting average. Rafael Devers, 518. Vasquez, 9 for 23. These guys have 417 batting average against over Yarbrough. If you're making more than one stack, roll the Red Sox out. Martinez, Vertigo, Bogarts, Vasquez, Devers. Sneaky stack. It's going to could actually crush tonight, because it looks like Yarbrough can handle these guys. Anybody else I'm missing for outfield? Of course, Galvin. Judge for the Yankees is going to be popular. The Blue Jays guys. There's too many even list here. Arrows Arena. We mentioned Buxton. There's T.O. You can play T.O. with Springer. Maybe a little Meadows against Peacock. You mentioned Judge. Harper's on fire. So pretty much play who you want in the outfield. As long as those guys you mentioned, you should be good. So the key is going to be where you're going to go with shortstop. You're going to roll Harrison. You're going to run these other value plays. You're going for the guy Bogarts. And that's it. Let me run through it quick. So cash pitching, Giolito and Snell looks like. If you're afraid of Snell, run a Woodruff or Walker, or Woodruff or Bueller to find that somewhere. First, catcher, Grandal's your top play. If not, go down to a guy like a Gomez or Marchand. First base, Rizzo's going to be kind of top play. Second base, Stan or like Nicky Solak, Yanni Hernandez. Third base is a Donaldson's your play, or maybe Yan Moncada. Shortstop, Shuts the play, or drop down like a Nicky Lopez or Harrison, who's a top of your play. Outfield, I think Buckchalk, and fill it up with like a Springer, a T.O., Stanton, Blue Shirt, Meadows. Way too many ways you can go here. All right, any questions? What else we got? Price Picks. Code YF.